Hello students, in this class we will discuss about techniques of costing, or we can say types of costing. For controlling cost and making some important managerial decisions, management may use the following techniques of costing. Number one is marginal costing. Marginal costing is the extension of cost accounting methodology to the dynamics of an economic situation. It is a technique of cost accounting in which separation of cost into fixed and variable is of special interest and importance. This is so because marginal costing regards only variable costs as the cost of the product. The fixed costs are written off against profits in the periods in which they arise. This technique is known as variable costing also because it takes into consideration only variable cost. Variable cost is that cost which changes with the production, or we can say output, and fixed cost remain fixed with the output. Whether output increases or decreases, the fixed cost remains fixed. Whether output is zero, the fixed cost will remain fixed. But if the output is zero, variable cost will also become zero. And if output increases, variable cost will also increases. It is also known as differential costing and is used in manufacturing industries to study the effect on profit of changes in volume or type of product. The second technique of costing is absorption costing. Under this technique, we take both variable cost and fixed cost into consideration, so it is also known as total costing. Because all costs, both variable and fixed to operations, products or processes are charged. This is also known as full costing method or conventional method of costing, in which direct costs are first accumulated. Thereafter, share of the overheads, manufacturing, administration and marketing are levied on appropriate basis to determine the total unit cost of a product. Thus, in this technique, no distinction is made between fixed and variable cost for the purpose of cost ascertainment, analysis and presentation. Therefore, it is nowadays considered to have only a limited application. The third technique of costing is direct costing. In this technique also, all direct costs as direct materials, direct labor and other chargeable expenses are charged to operations, processes or products, leaving all indirect costs, factory overheads, office and administration overheads and selling overheads, whether fixed or variable, to be written off against profit in the period in which they arise. The fourth technique is uniform costing. In fact, as stated above, it is a technique of costing in which several methods of costing are used uniformly by the different enterprises in the same industry, so that the performance of the one firm with that of other may be compared, and thus to avail the benefit of anyone's better experience and performance. The fifth technique of cost accounting is budgetary control. This is the last technique we will discuss. The budgetary control has now become an essential technique of the costing for controlling cost and maximizing profit. In fact, budgetary control is a system of management control in accounting in which all operations are forecasted and planned so far as possible ahead, and the actual results compared with the forecasted and planned ones. Thus, budgetary control is a technique of costing applied to the control of total expenditure on materials, wages and overheads by comparing actual performance with planned performance. Then the next topic is, these were the 5 techniques we discussed just now, and now I will discuss about the systems of costing. Cost accumulation and costing of the ultimate product or output of an enterprise are common to all methods and systems. However, depending on the nature of the industry, the end output and the object in view, different systems are adopted as follows. Number 1 is historical or actual costing. In historical costing, the cost data, the process of their accumulation and cost ascertainment are set out on an actual or historical basis. The advantage, of course, is accuracy It is defined as whether historical costs or costs in advance are needed. At the same time, bearing the direct cost, the actuality of cost even under the historical costing system suffers from approximation. More or less, as overheads need to be applied as judgment and equity to the ultimate cost units and cost centers. Then the second system of cost accounting is estimated costing. The second system is in which estimated costs are developed from projections using averages of past data regarding performance. However, estimated costs are not helpful to management in accomplishing managerial functions as they are not scientifically predetermined cost. Similarly, estimated cost emphasizes on actual cost with which it is compared at the end of the accounting period. If the estimated costs are found higher or lower than actual costs, they are revised for used in the next accounting period. Revision in estimated costs are made in accordance with changes in actual cost conditions which are expected to continue during the next accounting period. The third one is standard costing. Third, and this is the last system of costing, standard costing. As against the actual costing or historical costing, the standard costing system is based on a predetermined cost computed in advance of production and operation. In this system, the abnormal factors which variate cost as between different accounting periods are smoothed out and normalized by assumed system of costing, which facilitates the performance of the entire managerial process: planning, organization, coordination and control. So these were the three systems of costing: historical, actual, estimated and standard costing. So I hope you all understood. Now I will discuss about the objects of cost accounting. The first main object of cost is to ascertain cost. Second is to control cost. Third is to determine tender price or selling price of any product or service. Fourth is it provide basis for decision making also. And fifth is to provide help for preparation of financial and other statements. First object was to ascertain cost, means it is the key objective of cost accounting, in which different systems and techniques of costing are used to determine total cost of product or service or per unit cost of product or service. The second is to control cost. The second objective means it helps to improve efficiency through controlling and reducing cost, and it is becoming more and more popular due to growing competition. The third objective is to determine selling price. Since cost accounting information provides regarding the cost to make or buy all such products or service, it is the primary objective for deciding the selling price of any product. The fourth objective is to provide basis for decision making. Cost accounting provides the basis to the management in formulating operating policies and taking important decisions such as make or buy, determination of cost volume profit relationship, shutting down or operating at loss, continuing with the existing plant and machinery, or replacing them by improved and economic means, or introduction of a new product. The fifth and the last objective is to provide help for preparation in financial and other statements. One of the main objective of cost accounting is to facilitate management in the preparation of financial and other statement at such short intervals as they may require. Cost accounting provides daily, weekly or monthly quantities of units produced. Accumulated cost together with appropriate analysis provides immediate information regarding stock of raw materials, work in progress and finished goods. Thank you. In this class we discussed about techniques of costing, systems of costing and objectives of costing. I hope you all understood. Thank you.